In previous videos, we saw pneumatic systems where controls were done by mechanical or pneumatic means. For example, we had push buttons and to actuate a valve, or maybe we had pneumatic actuation for the valve. We also had rollers and things like that that actuated valves and changed their positions. In some cases, we want to have electrical control for a pneumatic system. In that case, the valve would have a solenoid actuator. So a solenoid is a ferrous core, an iron core, surrounded by a conducting coil. When you pass current through that coil, it generates a magnetic field moving the iron core. Here is a symbol for a two-position valve. One side is actuated by a solenoid, an electric solenoid, and one side is a spring, so it's a spring return. And I'll go ahead and let this be a 3-port two-position valve, so a 3-2 valve. So this is going to be an example of using electric systems to control this pneumatic system. So say we have our single acting cylinder up here. And it's the output for this valve. So to extend the cylinder, we need to provide current to the solenoid on the valve. And we need to describe how current is supplied to that solenoid. So in addition to this pneumatic circuit, we'll also have an electric circuit. And so say we want to have a push button to operate this system. And so that would just be now it would be a button that makes electrical contacts. And that would provide current to the solenoid. So 24 volts is common in industrial systems, so we'll specify 24 volts. And then there's the symbol for an inductor or a coil, solenoid. And we label things. I left off the labels. So this is cylinder A. We've got solenoid 1. So over here, this is solenoid 1. And that is actuated by this button 1. So whenever the operator presses button 1, it supplies current to the solenoid, which actuates the valve. So for a pneumatic system where we have electric controls, we need to have also an electrical schematic. And so this is a combination of an electric and pneumatic diagrams in order to show how this system is operated, the pneumatic system is operated. And so labeling is important in order to tie the two diagrams together. I'll show another example that provides a bit more complexity. Say now we have a single acting cylinder and we want to be able to have it extend when we press a button, and when it's fully extended it presses a limit switch. But now instead of that limit switch being directly part of the actuation for a valve, that limit switch is going to be an electronic switch. And so we press the button, the cylinder extends. Once it's fully extended, we can press another button and have it retract. So we'll start off this drawing with the cylinder. and again label it, so cylinder A. And out here there's a limit switch. So whenever and I labeled it LS1. So when the cylinder is fully extended, it comes to the limit switch and closes that switch. That's a normally open switch, but we'll see that in the electric diagram. Okay, so we're going to stick with our 3-2 valve, except now it has a solenoid actuating both positions. Okay, so that's the entirety of the pneumatic diagram. We've got our 3-2 valve, solenoid actuation, our single acting cylinder, and then a limit switch. Oh, that's not quite complete. We need to label these solenoids. So this is S1 and S2. Okay. So again, we'll start off with our positive voltage. And we said that there's a push button to operate solenoid 1. So draw solenoid 1, and it's connected to ground by an electrical push button. So B1. So when we press that, there will be current supplied to the solenoid. And we wanted solenoid 2 to activate whenever the limit switch is reached and another button is pressed. So label this S1. And now for S2, we have another button and a limit switch. So it's a normally open switch. Okay. So this combination of pneumatic and electrical diagrams provide the functionality that we want. Whenever we press a button, the cylinder will extend, and whenever the cylinder is fully extended and we press another button, the cylinder retracts. So these two examples show the combination of pneumatic and electrical diagrams and how this is made possible through labeling different components. And we'll go over a little bit more detail in electrical circuits in the following videos.